Welcome to a new video, everybody. Today we're going to be testing out a new product. I got my hands on a battery charger and maintainer, the Tornado 1200 from TopDon. It can charge 6 volt and 12 volt batteries, lithium ion batteries, and lead acid batteries. So let's go ahead and test this thing out and see what it can do. Okay, so right off the bat, I've noticed a few things that I really like about this charger. The charger itself is actually pretty heavy and rugged, so it feels like it's going to last quite a while. It's got one button on the top, so it's simple, straightforward. Double tap is gonna select through the different modes and the different batteries down here, and it's got a nice error, so if you accidentally reverse the polarity, hook it up wrong, or you select maybe your 6 volt battery when you've got a 12 volt, it's gonna error and let you know that, and then a single tap of the button will start the charging process. I also like how much cable they've given you down here, because a lot of times with these chargers they barely give you like a foot, maybe a foot and a half in between the two clamps, and that's not necessarily enough to hook it up to the battery and then find yourself a good grounding spot. And also the clamps themselves, they seem pretty heavy duty and well made, and I like that they're a bigger size and open up pretty big. Again, some of the ones that I've seen before give you some pretty small clamps that don't open up big, so getting them around the posts of the battery or your ground can be kind of difficult. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get to the battery in the Stinger. I've got this little protective cover here that I bought. I'm going to throw that off to the side, and then their cover for the spare. Then we've got to take this little round protective cover out. It's going to go up here, and then we have to take the tools out, put them on top. Then this little guy needs to come unscrewed so that we can take the wheel off of the battery. Now we can take the spare tire out. And there is our battery. Alrighty, so to get the battery ready, all we've got to do is come over here and take this little cover off, and this actually has your diagram of what the fuses and everything do on there, but we don't need any of that for right now. And what's great about these batteries is you can see this line right here. It is a grounded battery, so you can hook straight up to the negative terminal. You don't necessarily have to hook up to the ground. Now, before we plug the unit into our power source over there, they want us to go ahead and connect the positive clamp over here. We're just going to put it right onto that little terminal right there, since the post is pretty covered up with stuff, and then the negative, like I said, can just go right onto the post there because it is a grounded battery. And now we can go ahead and plug the unit in. We'll go ahead and turn our switch on, and then there we go. So all the LEDs light up. We've got power, so the solid blue right there means it's on standby, and we are connected to a 12 volt normal battery. This thing does also have a memory of its own, so if you disconnect it and go to reconnect it, you don't have to worry about shifting through the modes to find your proper battery again. And then we're just going to go ahead and hit the mode button one time, and it's going to start up. Now, something like this is good for if you're putting your car away for the winter, or if you have an elaborate setup of lights and other electronics that are constantly running in the car. You can help keep that battery in tip-top shape so you don't have to worry about the next time you go to drive it being dead. And one thing I did notice while reading through the little booklet that they include is that in their little table here that tells you about the time of charge hours for battery amp hour size, they only go up to 80 amp hours on the battery. Now mine is a 90 amp hour battery, so the only thing that's really going to mean is it's going to take a little bit longer than what it says there at the bottom for that battery to reach 100%. But what's great about this thing is once it does reach that 100%, it will cut itself off. So if you've got this thing hooked up for a week or two, it gets to 100% and then it stops charging so that it doesn't damage your car battery. Once you're done with your charge, you're going to do everything in reverse order. You're going to turn your power source off or disconnect the battery charger from the wall. Then you're going to take your negative clamp and remove that from the battery, and then the positive clamp and remove that. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out the video. If you have any questions about the battery charger and maintainer, let me know in the comments. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below if you want to pick one of these up for yourself. Again, thanks so much for stopping by and checking out the video, and I hope to see you in my next one.